I'm just completely devastated and shocked by this verdict. To me, what it says to me, what it says to my family, what it says to the other families is that his life meant more than the 17 that were murdered and the 17 that were shot and the thousands of people in that school, in that community that are terrorized and traumatized every single day. Even if every single one of those mitigating circumstances was true, which we all, I think, believe are not, but even if they were, how does any one of those mitigators outweigh those aggravating factors that they all agreed were true? How do you say, yes, it's cruel, that it was heinous, that it was planned, and we all agree on that, but oh, he might have had a mental illness or he had trouble growing up. I have a son with special needs. I have a son that checked all of those boxes, or a lot of those boxes, that the shooter did as well. And you know what? My son's not a murderer. My son is the sweetest person that you could ever meet. This person had services. He had love. He had the best upbringing his mother could give him. But even if he didn't, how does that outweigh cruel, heinous, planned? It doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't care who you are. There's no way that you could look at those mitigating circumstances and believe for 1 second that they outweigh the aggravators and that the life of that person is more important and more valuable than the life of the 17 that were taken and all of the other people that live through that trauma every single day. So I'd like to say I have no words, but apparently I have a lot of them.
Debbi, for those jurors, if they will be watching this later, or do you want to know what went on in that deliberation room? Like, what were their thoughts?
I agree with what a lot of people have said. There has to have been someone who maybe thought they could. Maybe they did. I also believe in grace and giving people the benefit of the doubt. And maybe when they're sitting there and you're asking them questions and they think, yeah, I can do that. But when faced with that decision, that it just maybe was something they didn't have in their makeup to be able to do. But they really should have asked themselves that question harder before they agreed to sit on this jury.
Debbi, yesterday you told me that you thought that if there was a death penalty verdict, that would sort of allow you to perhaps close the door on the anger phase of what you've been through and move on to the healing phase. What are you thinking now?
Definitely that anger phase is going to take a little longer to move through. Because to me, like I said, here I am thinking that they're going through yes, yes, yes on those aggravators. How can you say yes to every single aggravator and then no to the death penalty? Beyond a reasonable doubt, they believe that they proved those mitigators. So it will have to be something I resolve within myself, with my family, because really right now it feels that his life is more valuable than Christopher's, and that is not true.